Good morning. Good morning. This is Colonel Kubair from the Sugosha India Defense. This morning, we're going to share with you some items of news and we'll also do a little bit of analysis of the various aspects of defense, especially with respect to what has happened in the recent Aero India show. So, to begin with some of the news snippets, here we have that India has agreed to send the Tejas Mark I fighter jets to participate in the Bangladesh Air Show in 2022. Interestingly, China also will be sending its Jet and C, and here we're going to have India versus China, and we're going to show that the Tejas Mark 1A is actually better than the Jet and C. Indian Air Force is committed to procure 40 AMCA fighters, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft fighters in the Mark I configuration, which is powered by the General Electric 414, and later 90 more of the AMCAs in the Mark II configuration, which will be powered by a jointly developed engine with a foreign manufacturer. So it's very interesting to know right now that we have many suitors in the names of Rolls-Royce, Safran, and others who are pitching in to jointly develop this particular engine, which will come in for the AMCA Mark II configuration. And once we have our own engine, we can proudly say that we have an aircraft manufacturing facility. In other news, we have the airborne electronic warfare and communication systems, the Netra Mark II, which will have a gallium nitrate based ASA radar and which will have greater range and better tracking capabilities. There is a Chennai based startup which collaborates with Bharat Earth Movers for the development of artificial intelligence based unmanned ground vehicle for the Indian Army. The Engine Development Laboratory of DRDO GTRE is roping in Dassault Systems for the Kaveri dry engine. The Garden Reach shipbuilders, they sign a contract to deliver the fast petrol vessels to Seychelles. In a very a different development, we have the Sri Lankan government, which has offered India and Japan 85% stake in the yet to be constructed West Container Terminal of Colombo Port. This was stated by the chairman of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, Major General Dayar Ratnanayake. The Raksha Mantri has said that 11 Rafale aircrafts have already arrived in India, and by this March we would have 17, and by April next year, 2022, the entire batch will be in India, and that is going to be a game changer as far as the equation with China is concerned. In the Aero India, DRDO has handed over licensing agreement, which is called the transfer of technologies for 14 companies, for 14 disciplines with 20 industries. HAL has entered into an agreement with Elbit, especially ELOP, for supply of digital overhead display systems, DOHs. And this will be manufactured in the existing facility of Korva. It's got modern optics, provides sharp brightness, larger field of view, a larger head motion box, and so we are going to see more than about 500 of these head-up displays, which have been supplied to various Indian platforms such as the Sukhoi MKI, Sukhoi 30 MKI, Jaguar, and the MiG-27M upgrade. So, in the analysis portion today, we are going to talk about the fact that India could soon have an indigenously built high altitude drone that's capable of flying at a height of more than 65,000 feet continuously for 90 days. Most of us would have seen that lovely display of 75 swarm drones that was part of the Army Day parade in New Delhi. This was done by a startup from Bangalore, which is called the NSRL, the New Space Research Laboratories. And they work very closely with HAL in developing most of these technologies. HAL is hand holding them and actually bringing it to fore. The solar powered flying saucer, as it's called, as Infinity, is critical to India's unmanned drone warfare program, also called CATS, the Combat Air Teaming System. There is a lot of information that's come about the Infinity, that it would be available to the Indian Armed Forces within 3 to 5 years. NSRL has got a 125 member team invested heavily into research and also working alongside HAL in developing future war tactics required for unmanned air vehicles that can fly as high as the stratosphere, and the Infinity is good enough to reach those heights. What they're actually doing is they're trying to build something in between a male and a hail, thereby allowing these drones to remain in the air for a longer period of time. Being solar powered, they can actually sustain themselves for 90 days, and this will no more be a limitation. It's actually going to increase as we go forward, and there are some very prominent benefits, like it can relay live videos, and it can actually strike terror camps like we have done, like we have seen during the Balakot. It can support operations. It's actually also capable of live streaming, 4G 5G internet services, and there's going to be a lot more that we are going to see in terms of this term. Okay, so we are going to see, we'll bring about more analysis to you as we go ahead. So as of today, we talk only of this, and tomorrow I'm going to give you a comparison between the CAT system of India and what the US is actually trying to develop, what is called as long shot, which DARPA has brought about. So watch out for the next video where we are going to talk about the long shot, and we'll also have a comparison between the long shot and this particular drone system. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.